I'm Jenny from American Hydroponics, and thanks for joining us in one of our webinars. This one is all about our brand new propagation modules that we have here. So we host webinars, and they're free webinars. Right now we're hosting them the third Thursday of every month. So we would encourage you to go onto our website, join one of the webinars, sign up for it, and there's lots of really great information for you. But today we're going to talk about webinars. Not webinar, sorry, we're going to talk about propagation. So we have one reason why we're talking about propagation is because we have these brand new propagations that are just redesigned. We've been in business since 1984, so over 30 years, and we're constantly innovating. We're constantly doing R&D to find out what works better. So here, you might be used to seeing us in one of our other larger greenhouses. This is one of our little, we have a couple of little tiny greenhouses here. We like to R&D and do all sorts of new things. We always trial new seeds that come out, different varieties that come out. We have vine crops growing. We have we test different nutrients that might work. And so in this case, we have what's our new propagation system here. Super similar. If you're familiar at all with our propagation systems, you'll know this one looks really similar to our old one. But the great thing is we have redesigned our trays so we actually can fit more trays in the same amount of space. And that means more productivity for you, the grower. So what we have going on here is, I'm just going to grab this. This is our new tray. Looks super similar. We've just made a few changes. But the tray itself, as you can see, we actually make these, we manufacture these trays right here in Northern California. We have a thermoformer machine. These are our own specific design, and you can see a little bit about it. They have the fill drain fitting down here with a little strain on it, so a bunch of the oasis or whatever your growing medium doesn't go down there, get back, clog up your plumbing, or get back into the reservoir. If you can see, it has these ridges at the bottom of it. And that's so the growing medium doesn't sit flat right on the bottom of a tray, because oxygen is super important to the growth and health of the roots. So it's raised up a little bit so the roots have some air flowing in there so the nutrients can flow through. The roots have time to grow. It's not sitting flat on the ground. These trays were designed to fit a very standard 1020 tray. Let me just show you what that is. In the industry, in the horticulture industry, there's something called 1020 trays. They're standard. There's nothing special about them. They're 10 inches by 20 inches. This is just a little black tray we got down at the garden store because we like to use these for seeding. What's inside here is an oasis, a sheet of oasis. Again, any of the growing medium that you use will be a standard 1020 size, whether it's oasis, which we like to use, or you might use rock wool or some other kind of substrate or growing medium, but they all fit right inside. They should all be a standard 1020. So what we do is we wet the medium down right here, and we go ahead and hand seed. We might wet seed it, however we choose to seed. And then what we do is our trays are designed to fit, so these trays right here are designed to fit 2 standard 1020 trays. Let me set that over there. So what we would do is we would seed this, and as you can see right over here, this is in our propagation tray. This is one of our trays right here. It already has a seeded oasis in it. And then we would just take this, we just cut the end off of it here so we can hold it without breaking it. And then we would just kind of scoot it right into here, and it's done. You don't have to handle it a lot. You don't have to potentially break it up or anything like that. That's all. So our trays are the whole heart and system of our propagation system. Let me walk you through everything that's included in all of our propagation systems. They come complete as a complete standalone package. You can put them anywhere. We're going to talk a little bit more about what you can do with your system besides just propagating, and why you might want to get a system just for some overage, or you might want to get a larger system than maybe what exactly you need for your NFT system. But let me show you everything they come with. So they come with, of course, the trays, the tabletop, The steel frame, again, the steel frame, we manufacture that here as well. It comes with the manifold, which is right here. It comes with the collector, which is right over here, where the water drains into and is collected. And then you can see all the plumbing that comes down into the reservoir, the covered reservoir. It comes with a reservoir and all of the plumbing that makes it happen. It comes with a timer, because when you're talking about propagation, unlike NFT, the propagation doesn't run 24/7. You can see that it's not running right now. Instead, the propagation runs, depending on where you are, something like maybe 15 minutes at a time for 3 to 4 minutes during the day. And you can set that again. Your system comes with a timer, and it also comes with the pump, the submersible pump that you'll need. But you'll want to run it for about 15 minutes, 3 to 4 times during the day. The nice thing about this, which is our new design, now I'm pretty tall, I have a pretty good arm reach, and I still had trouble reaching all the way down there if I needed to undo our microtubes. So we've switched it, we flopped it around. So now the microtubes are at the end where you're working on, and if you don't need them, you just kind of pull them back, and it's real easy then to take your tray right out that way. So that's one that I particularly like. And then they just flip right back in there. And if you needed to, depending on what you're growing, these, they're adjustable, so you can kind of make them flow further or closer together. Again, the systems are super versatile, and they're made that way intentionally because everybody grows something differently. So that's the whole propagation system. Again, it comes with everything that you might need to get started growing. Even if you don't have an NFT system or a vine crop system or something you need to propagate, or you haven't set it up yet, maybe you can still start growing things in your propagation system. So I'm going to show you a few things. The first one that's the most obvious that you see right here is this crazy bunch of grass right here. This is actually fodder. Now, obviously, this is a little bit overgrown. I was going to show you another neat little trick. If you do, for whatever reason, have an empty space, maybe you haven't filled all your trays up, you can just pull the microtube out, and now you're not going to waste any water. It's not going anywhere, and you haven't lost anything. So going back to our fodder. So this fodder, fodder is what you would feed livestock. Goats eat it. Of course, swine eat it. We have a friend whose chicken eats the fodder. And what's really great about the fodder is you can grow it. It's about a 7-day crop. Now, this has been in the system for 10 days, which is why it's so crazy big like it is. But we wanted to keep it in there to show you what it looks like. The great thing about fodder is feeding it to your livestock maybe when it's winter time, or maybe when there's not a lot of pasture around. You can feed it, and they get all the greenery, they get all the roots, they get everything in there. Now, check these roots out. Look at that. That is all just roots. There's no mat there. There's no growing medium there. That's all just the roots. And the livestock, the goats, the chicken, whatever, they eat the entire thing. They eat the roots, they eat the husks, they eat the grass, everything with all sorts of nutrients. So I'm just going to show you, this is barley. This is barley. So you get your barley seeds, you soak them for 24 hours, and then all you're going to do is toss them. You can kind of see, you just toss them right there in the tray. Again, you don't need any growing medium. These are all the seeds right here, the holes. You don't need any growing medium in any kind. You just toss it right in there after they've been soaked for 24 hours, and they'll start to grow. And like I said, it's usually ready in about 7 days. This is 10 days old. So this will go out to the cattle that we have right next door. We have some dairy cows right next door, and this will go out to them, and they love it. So that's fodder. You can do the same with wheatgrass. You can grow wheatgrass this same way, and if you're looking to do it for profit instead of maybe just feeding your own livestock, if you're looking to do it for profit, one thing that many of our customers do is they'll grow wheatgrass, and then they'll cut it into squares and sell it that way to juicing companies. Maybe you have a local health food store that juices and they don't grow their own, or maybe you are a health food store and you want to grow your own. Again, the wheatgrass, very similar. It's about a 7 to 10 day crop on the wheatgrass, but all you're going to do is just cut it right off, and it grows very similar to this. So we've got fodder, we've got wheatgrass, and then coming right over here, we've got another. This is probably the most popular thing to do with your propagation system when you're not propagating in it, right? So, and it's growing microgreens. So we use, we happen to like this. It's a roll, it's BioStraight, and it is just a felt. You can use almost anything to grow microgreens on. We like this because it's been the right pH balance. It's commercially compostable, and it's pretty inexpensive. The roll is 120 feet, and it will make, so you just roll off as much as you need for your tray and cut it, and it will make about 36 trays worth, and it's $69, $69.95, so $70. We like it a lot, and it grows really well. So all you're going to do is wet that down. You're going to put it the length of the tray, and you're going to sprinkle some seeds in it. So we've got them kind of progressive. These were seeded over the weekend, so these are 2 days old, right about maybe 2.5 days old, and you can see how already they're growing. This is a 3/4 of an ounce of seed. And this time of year, when there's lots of sunshine and the growing conditions are really ideal, 3/4 of an ounce of seed will produce about a pound of microgreens. So for every tray, you're going to get a pound of microgreens. And you can do that in about 12 days. And microgreens generally sell for somewhere between, we've had customers sell them for between $25 and $45 a pound. So this is a great way to use up some extra space in your propagation system. So we have these are a couple of days old. These progressively are 5 days old, and you can see how lush they are. Again, it's all 3/4 of an ounce of seed. These are about 7, 8 days old, and then these are 12 days old. These are going to be harvested today. You see they're more than ready to be harvested, but microgreens, and you can see how fast a turnover those are. So I mean, here's what our Oasis goes. These will be transplanted today right here into our NFT system. These are exactly 2 weeks old today. So they're definitely ready to be transplanted. This is what our Oasis looks like, and I'll just kind of show you the bottom. So when the roots start popping out, just like that, it's just the right time to transplant. So the other thing you can do is propagate your vine crops. So right here, these again are just ready to transplant into our vine crop system. We've got a little tomato. This is a Dixie red tomato, and it's ready to transplant into its vine crop home. This is a cucumber. It's a Socrates cucumber. We happen to really like these. They're really, really productive. So you can propagate your vine crops. You can propagate your NFT. You can grow microgreens. You can grow fodder. You can grow wheatgrass. There's really all sorts of things that you can do with your propagation system. And again, the entire system comes complete as a standalone system. If you bought one of our propagation systems, you have everything you need to get growing. So we have 3 versions of our propagation system. We have the 3 tray, which is $599.95. Again, all of our systems are complete. They come with everything. So we have a 3 tray, and I think the prices are right up there on your screen on a slide. We have the 3 tray, we have the 5 tray, and we have the 10 tray. And then what we do for people, because we do have some pretty large growers who do it, we have a system where we can put them back to back, so you actually have 20 trays all feeding off of the same reservoir. But those 3 systems are standalone systems, and just as an opportunity for anyone watching this webinar right now, we have a special opportunity for you, and that is a 10% off discount if you purchase a propagation system anytime before September 30th of 2017. And that's 10% off, and all you have to do is use the code, and I think it's product 10, PROD, or PROP, propagation, PROP10, and that'll give you a 10% off discount if you're ordering online. And you can also just give us a call if you'd like to at 800-822-5777, and we can sure take your order that way. But that's it. These are our new propagation systems. We're pretty excited about them because, again, they just make our growers more profitable. And that's really what our goal is to make our growers successful and profitable so that they can feed more and more of their surrounding community. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at info@amhydro.com, or you can call us 877-822-5777. No, 800-822-5777. And just give us a call, ask us any questions. Next month in September, our webinar will be very interesting. Joe Schwartz, if you have looked into the industry at all, you see his name all over the place. He is a leading voice in the industry. He has been growing commercially hydroponically for over 30 years. So he's a huge resource to have on your team if you're thinking about growing. He's going to be talking about biological control and how do you control the pests without using harmful pesticides and all that sort of stuff. How do you control the pests inside your greenhouse? So sign up for that webinar. Go to our website, sign up for that webinar, and we'd love to see you there. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us. Thanks.